Welcome to the Georgia Probe Virtual College Fair this evening. We have an awesome lineup of institutions for you to hear from this evening. But before I turn it over to them, I have a couple of housekeeping items. So number one, this is a webinar. So your camera and your microphone are off, which means that our panelists cannot see or hear you this evening. There are more sessions. This is a really cool way to learn about multiple schools that maybe you have heard of, maybe you haven't heard of yet, and you get to hear from 6 of them in 45 minutes. So if you're interested in this, you might think to sign up for more sessions, which are happening in the hour after this. So this is also being recorded, and the recording will be available within 1 week, along with all the other recordings that are happening today, and that will be available at strivescan.com/probe. Lastly, these schools are awesome, and you're going to have questions for them too, because they only have 60 minutes to present. So make sure you put those questions in the Q&A at the bottom of your screen. So type out your question and then also list the school that you're directing your question to. That will really help our panelists be able to answer more effectively. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our institution. So first up, I have the opportunity and the pleasure to introduce to you Gardner-Webb University.
Thank you so much, Courtney. I'm going to share my screen here in just a second. Welcome again to everyone. It is a pleasure to talk with you guys today. A little bit about myself. I graduated from Gardner-Webb this past May, so I'm fresh out. I graduated with a bachelor's in music business, and I was also a cheerleader while I was at Gardner-Webb. So a lot of fun times cheering on the Running Bulldogs. If you haven't heard of us before, we are a small private Christian institution nestled in the foothills of Boiling Springs, North Carolina. If you need some bearings, so we're about an hour from Asheville, hour from Charlotte, an hour up north from Greenville. So that kind of gives you some bearings of where we are at here in the Southeast. Just a fun fact about Gardner-Webb, just because we're small doesn't mean we don't have a good bite. We are NCAA Division I, part of the Big South Conference. So my friends at KSU are here with us today as well. We play them in many sports. And jumping over to academics, some really popular majors we have here. Nursing is number one. We have a 100% passing rate on the NCLEX exam, which is similar to the bar for law students. 100% passing rate for the past 5 years. Exercise science, business, biology, psychology are other top majors. But that's not all. You have a long list of other ones to check out that I'll definitely encourage you to do so after tonight's webinar. Applying, there's a lot of schools out there, a lot of experiences that you can have. What does that look like? If you're a junior, a great time to apply is right now, and maybe the summer in between your junior and senior year. A lot of schools are going to start getting back to you as early as October. That's when you hear from Gardner-Webb. You can apply to many schools through the Common App, or if you just want to go through Gardner-Webb, Gardner-Webb's website, which is gardner-webb.edu, you can do so there as well. Like I said, when summer is a great time to do it. Set a goal of maybe 3 to 4 applications a week would be fantastic. Some schools have rolling, some schools have binding admissions. Gardner-Webb is rolling, which means there's no set deadlines. But as with almost anything in this world, earlier is better, just because there are some scholarships that are first come, first serve. So get those applications in as soon as you can. Some expectations for an application. There might be a cost associated with that. Gardner-Webb is free. Essays. Some schools might ask you to write an essay. Gardner-Webb does not require an essay for the application. Rather, we save that for the scholarship interviews you might experience. High school transcripts. We do go off of a weighted GPA. So we do give you credit for those AP classes, dual enrollment classes, honors, and so forth. So make sure if you have a weighted GPA, you submit that to Gardner-Webb. And test scores, we are under review right now to see if we're going to need that for next year. But for this past year, we were test optional. So if you have a test date lined up, fantastic. Wish you the best of luck on that. We'll be praying for some good outcomes. And if not, that's okay. Still got plenty of time to work on that. Now, financial aid, cost. College is not the cheapest decision in the world. And there's a lot of different options to choose from. A great way to really compare all these different schools here, both here tonight and schools that you've already looked at that are not here, is through the FAFSA. That allows us and other schools to create a financial aid package for you. That essentially is like comparing apples to apples. You can compare private schools with public schools, large with small, in-state versus out-of-state. you're able to compare those all on the same playing field. Gardner-Webb does have a lot more financial flexibility, as does a lot of other private schools with the FAFSA. And it does also vary where you're located, whether that's in-state or out-of-state, but file that. It'll just use your household income to determine what need-based aid you qualify for. Now, scholarships. You guys hear so much about some scholarships, what you can do to get some more money coming in. There's inside scholarships, which are through the university that you're looking at or the college you're looking at. And then there's outside scholarships, like from fastweb.com and goingmerry.com. I'll start with outside. Those two resources are phenomenal for you to use. They give you a lot of opportunity to apply for a wide range of scholarships. And that is a reputable source because sometimes, especially in today's day and age, you got to be careful for some scams. Inside scholarships, we have anything from music scholarships. Every single student accepted does get a merit award anywhere from $5,000 to $18,000 per year. Athletics, if you're interested in that, that is an opportunity as well. We do match church scholarships as well as have a minister's dependent scholarship. That gets a little bit more into the weeds. If you have any questions about that, again, Q&A, hit me up there, and then you also can connect with me. Speaking of connecting, I know we only have a short time together this evening, but certainly enjoyed sharing a little bit about my home with you guys. That's certainly something that I've enjoyed over the past few years and want to share with others. So a way for you to get more information, if you want to text GWU to 75644, that'll give you a digital inquiry card for you to fill out so I can connect with you and we can start the application process. If you're a senior and you already got the ball rolling, or even if you're a junior, also check out Zeme. It is a fantastic app, very similar to Instagram, but that's really just for colleges and college students. So that'll be a great way for you to connect with them and just maybe even find a roommate or make some friends going into your freshman year of college. And last but not least, visit every single school that you're looking at. Things are improving with the pandemic, which is a blessing and a prayer answered. But definitely go and check some things out, whether that's virtually or in person, because we are open for that as well. I'm always here for each and every one of you. You can email me. That is dgraves1@gardner-webb.edu. There in the bottom of the screen. You can also give me a call. That's my direct office number, 704-406-4634. No answer is a silly question. I'm here to help you guys navigate through this stressful and anxiety-inducing process because it's supposed to be fun. So let me bear that. Off to you, Courtney.
Daniel, thanks so much to you and Gardner-Webb University. Audience, don't forget, you can put those questions in the Q&A at any time, list your question, and then of course the institution you're directing your question to. Next up, you have the opportunity to hear from Tusculum University.
Thank you very much. Daniel, that was a fantastic presentation. Thank you for that. That was really good, and you covered what a lot of us have to cover, so thank you. But my name is Steve Schultz. I am with Tusculum University. We are a very small school in Northeast Tennessee. What you see here on your screen right now is our main view book. You see our website here at the bottom, tusculum.edu. We are the oldest school in Tennessee. This is our 227th year of operation. And we're a very small and civic arts minded school. And we have about 1,400 students in our undergraduate program. Of those 1,400 students, they did almost 70,000 community service hours last year, because that's a huge part of what we do. Some of those hours were from us literally shutting down campus, where everyone, faculty, staff, coaches, students, everybody takes a day off and we go out and perform community service. But in addition to that, we do require that you are engaged within your community, meaning we want you to know what school boards do and what zoning commissions are, and all those kinds of things, nonprofit organizations in your area, all those things that help you do more than just get a job when you leave college. We want you to be successful in every aspect and be the positive force for change in your community. Now, like I said earlier, we are in Northeast Tennessee. We're kind of in between Knoxville and Johnson City, about an hour through the mountains north of Asheville, North Carolina. So here we are, that little orange dot. We are the original orange of Tennessee, so don't let UT Knoxville tell you any different. But it's a beautiful area. Our students spend most of their weekends hiking, camping, kayaking, and we have all that equipment for free for our students, as well as all kinds of other athletic equipment and educational or entertainment activities. Last year, we were named the 12th best bang for your buck in the entire nation out of 3,000 schools. And that is, they just took the ratio of average cost of attendance versus average starting salary of our graduates. And since over 91% of our graduates have a full-time career within 10 years of graduating, our number was pretty high. So we take great pride in the fact that not only will we make you successful, will we help you be successful, but we also do so in a very affordable fashion. Every single student gets at least $5,000 worth of student aid. And for us, that's about 1/7 of the entire cost of tuition, room and board and everything. And just your grades and test scores can get you all the way up to almost 60% of your tuition, room and board covered. Now, if you live in the Appalachian Mountains of North Georgia, you will get an additional $1,000 as we're an Appalachian regional school. But that being said, we have students from all over the world. As of right now, we actually have students from 39 different states because I got a commitment from a Hawaiian student this morning, and 38 different countries. This was done before I really did my work in enrolling this year. So it's a very, very diverse student body. Again, that's out of only 1,400 students. So you really will get a unique experience at Tusculum. We are an NCAA Division II school, so we have over 23 different NCAA sports, and we also offer scholarships for cheerleading, dance, stunt, and our band as well. And we even have theater scholarships as well, but that's not an NCAA program. But all of these, you can go into our website and find all of our coaches' information and learn how to be recruited to a Division II school. Unfortunately, I can't tell you any of that. But that being said, we take great pride in our athletics here at our school, just like we do with every activity. Our classes are over by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So none of our students have to choose between practice and class for their activities here, which is why we are so very active. We do have over 50 majors and minors. You see their total enrollment of 1,700. That includes our 7 graduate programs as well. And next year we'll be starting our doctorate program and adding 2 new master's programs. So it's a pretty active time for us right now. What you see on the screen are all of our majors and minors, pretty much everything you'd expect from a liberal arts school. Over 50 different majors and minors. Some of the odder ones, we have a museum studies major here. So if you want to work in a museum, I know Gardner-Webb also has a great museum studies program as well. So it's fun that we got involved in the same program or same StravScan fair here today. But pretty much everything you see here, plus we have an independent program of study. So if you don't see your exact major, we can create it for you. A lot of our criminal justice majors have transferred to a social justice major. Even though you don't see it named, it's something we can still do. We do require internships for all of our majors, and that's part of how we have such success in getting students careers as they graduate. Every single major, from our poets to our business majors, have to have an internship when they graduate, and we will help you find that. And they happen wherever you are. It can be here on campus or nearby, or it can be in your hometown when you go home for the summer. And finally, those other slides just tell you how much of a family we are, but I don't have enough time to go into that because I could spend all day about how well everybody here knows everybody here. But more importantly, what you see here on your screen, down in the bottom left hand, if you see that video, that is our campus. That is where we are, right in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Smoky Mountains. It's a beautiful place to be from. If you want to find out more about me, you can email me at admission@tusculum.edu. That will come straight to me. We do offer live tours right now, and we have an open house coming up at the end of March. So you're welcome to contact me, check out our website. We'll do a virtual tour if you feel safer doing it from the comfort of your own home, or you're welcome to come to our campus, and we will take care of you. Sorry, campus safety walked by to make sure I'm okay because I'm here late at night. But other than that, I hope you guys really enjoy this fair, take out everything you can from this, and look forward to speaking with y'all.
Eve, thank you so much to you and Tusculum. And congratulations on that Hawaii deposit. Guys, isn't this so much fun? I know that you're having fun learning about all these great institutions, and we still have several more to go. Up next, you have the opportunity to hear from Thomas University.
Hey, I'm getting it on here on the screen real quick. Thank you guys all for coming out tonight while I start this PowerPoint. Yes, welcome to Thomas University. My name is Josh Barrett. I'm an admissions rep here at TU. What's nice is I am an alum, just like some of the other reps said tonight. So I have a lot of information that maybe some outsiders might not have, or just I can answer any questions that might come up. Thomas University is a small private institution in South Georgia. So we are, much like the last institution, a smaller institution, but we are just like a family, kind of like he stated. Everyone knows everyone on campus. We are known for our 12-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio. So you will get to know your professors as well as your classmates within campus. So you can see we do have a small chapel on campus and more to offer. So if you're open to any campus tours, if you're really excited about that, please join, and I'll definitely let you know at the end of the PowerPoint how to do that. We also, our admissions requirements, all freshmen need to complete an application. That minimum GPA is going to be a 2.0 with our ACT 18 and SAT 940. Right now, our test scores are being waived. We got that passed, so we'll not need test scores for any incoming first-time freshmen this coming fall, as well as if there are any students that are transfers in here, you'll need all your college transcripts from another university, as well as a 2.0 GPA. So that's kind of how you get into the university. Not too difficult, but there are circumstances where if you are below that, you can always write things like letters, or if you need any assistance, we can help you with those things as well. Some of our undergraduate majors, I myself was a business major with a minor in accounting. So if you see on here, we have different things ranging all the way from business with administration, marketing, management, and stuff like that, down to your sciences. We do like, your natural resource and conservation management. Our brand new major that we're coming up with this fall will be our exercise and sports science. We realize that that's a really competitive major throughout the country, and we have a lot of athletes on campus. So that's something that we've decided to start, and our education is one of our most popular majors. All of our graduates do really well. They always get first place in the classrooms the year after graduation. And kind of like the last institution said, you do have to do a internship upon graduation or while you're working into your major. So we do that within its class credit. Some of our undergraduate minors. So if you want to do something else besides just a majoring in something, you can always do a minor. This is even more out of a range. You have art all the way to sports studies, social work, education. So this is just something that you can add a few like extra courses to your degree, and you can always get a minor at the end of that graduation. Some of our housing, we have two types of housing at Thomas University. We have kind of your traditional where you share a room with another student. That's kind of considered our Pine Tree Residence Hall, as well as our brand new dorms is that bottom photo. That is going to be a 4-bedroom apartment. There's 2 buildings currently, and we're working on our 3rd building at the moment. So it's very fresh. It's only about a year and a half old, which is nice. And, it's new, but it's very nice because everything's in there is nice and new. So we are in the NAIA and we play in the Sun Conference. So the NAIA is a little different than the NCAA. The rules are a little different, kind of what it takes to be an athlete in the NAIA might be a little less like strict in the NCAA. Our men's sports range from basketball, soccer, baseball, swimming, and cross country and track. And our women's sports are basketball, soccer, softball, swimming, cross country, and flag football. That flag football program is brand new to Thomas University, and it's something that in the NAIA is very, very popular. So it just started about 2 years ago, and it's flying. Schools all over are starting programs, so we're looking to compete in the next year. So some of our campus clubs and activities, just some things that happen on campus. You see that we do have a sand volleyball court behind both of the 4-bedroom apartment style dorms. We do have our welcome week that we do like things like that's where you introduce yourself to all the clubs and everything. We have bowling nights, field trips where we take students to different places like the beach, the mountains, stuff like that. We have survivor nights that is kind of run through the church on campus. We have paint nights, cornhole tournaments, just anything you can do in South Georgia. We have great weather, so we're always outside trying to have fun. Some of the clubs we have on campuses, we have student-based book clubs, our campus activities boards. They run all of our student activities, so you can be involved in that. Rotaract, which is kind of like a community service club, and then our Goal Line Ministries, which is kind of our church organization that helps with just really doing a lot of worship things and stuff like that around the local area. Some of our academic support services. So once you become a student at Thomas University, admissions job is to get you in and kind of help you out with that process. After you get in, you have a huge support staff that'll help you throughout your time here at Thomas University. We have our library and learning commons where we have student tutoring, research assistance by professors and students as well. Our student success advisors, that's your advisor you get to meet and really talk about all your classes. They give you a program layout that gives you what you need to do throughout your 4 years here, even if you want to go into your graduate program. Our career center that helps you after you graduate, trying to get a job, stuff like that, and our disability services. So if there's any issues with maybe a learning disability or something like that, you can always contact our disability services. Undergraduate costs of attendance. So if you see right here, our tuition, 15 credits, that's what it costs per year, the 13.5, and our housing and meal plan. So really, we have low activity and a lot of our fees, we only have those two set fees right there. So it'll be around about $21,000 a year to go to Thomas University. You can knock that down with a lot of scholarships. I'll touch on that in the next slide. Available financial aid. A lot of this is financial aid and it's different per student, but you can sign up for financial aid and get to know what you'll get Pell Grant wise, obviously with if you want to take out loans and stuff like that. All of our Georgia residents get the GTEG and they can sign up for the Hope Scholarship. And our FAFSA code is 001555. So I'd recommend if you are interested, sending in your FAFSA as soon as possible. And just other kind of scholarships that we have on campus. Every student gets an academic scholarship. So that's just based off your GPA once you apply. And many of our other scholarships can be found online. I will add in our Q&A section my email as well as our school website if you have any other interest in looking that stuff up. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much to you and Thomas University. Those of you listening, don't forget, put those questions in the Q&A and list out the college or university that your question is directed to. Next up, I have the pleasure to introduce to you Kennesaw State University.
Hi, everyone. How are we doing today? My name is Samantha Klass. I'm an admissions counselor at Kennesaw State University. Today, I'm going to talk to you about who we are, what we do, and what makes Kennesaw State such an awesome school to attend. So for starters, as of fall 2020 last semester, we were officially recognized as the second largest university in the state of Georgia. That's amazing. We've hit 41,000 students. We're trying to beat that now for fall 2021. We have over 150 different degrees to choose from. And we actually just introduced double OWL pathways that are going to start allowing our undergraduate students to start earning graduate credit. So you can earn your bachelor's and your master's in as little as 5 years, which is amazing. We have over 300 different clubs and organizations on campus. And honestly, if you can't find one you like, you are more than welcome to start your own. When it comes to sports, we are an NCAA Division I university. We have 18 different teams between men and women. And if you don't want to play at the D1 level, that's okay too. We have over 20 different club sports for our students to get involved in. Now, when it comes to picking university, what they have to offer as a major is a very big deal. Like I said, here at KSU, we have over 150 different majors to choose from. I'm going to breeze through these colleges real quick. We have our Bagwell College of Education. We are the largest producer of teachers in the state of Georgia. Our Coles College of Business. Our business and accounting degrees are internationally accredited. You could go anywhere in the world with either of those degrees from us. Our Norman J. our Norman J. Raudo College of Humanities and Social Sciences. That's going to be home to majors like psychology, sociology, anthropology. We also have to keep in mind communications, journalism, and political science. With our College of Science and Mathematics, that's actually going to be split between our two colleges. If you're going to major in physics, you're going to be at the Marietta campus. But if you want to major in biology, you're going to be at the Kennesaw campus. With our College of the Arts, we have visual arts, music, and dance. Our dance program is one of the largest collegiate dance programs in the nation, and our Wellstar College of Health and Human Services. So think nursing, exercise science, and human services. Our nursing program is one of the best in the Southeast and one of the most competitive. Over at our Marietta campus, we have our College of Architecture and Construction Management. Our architecture program is a 5-year bachelor program that allows students to apply for licensure after you graduate. Our College of Computing and Software Engineering, that's going to be home to our video game design program, which is extremely popular. Our College of the Arts, if anyone's interested in fashion, our apparel and textiles degree is going to be over there. With our College of Humanities and Social Sciences, we have interactive design and technical communication. And then then our baby, the Southern Polytechnic College of Engineering and Engineering Technology. A lot of people don't know this, but we are the second largest engineering college in the state of Georgia. We're also one of the few schools to offer mechatronics as a major, and we have over 20 different engineering labs for our students to use. Now, for my fall 2021 people, your application is already open. Be sure to submit your application, your transcripts, high school and or college if you're doing dual enrollment. And then depending on your GPA, we either will or will not need test scores. So because of those frequent testing cancellations, we have waived the testing requirement up to fall 2021. So if you have a 2.6 academic GPA, we will not need test scores for admission. And your academic GPA, that's going to be your GPA based off your core classes. So English, math, science, social sciences, and foreign language. If you have a 2.5 academic GPA, we still will need test scores. They're going to be right there at the bottom of the screen. We do not have a preference. Take SAT, take ACT, and we do super score in case you test more than once. So our deadline is going to be June 1st for fall 2021. We're only in March. So if you want to apply for scholarships and especially housing, I'm going to advise you to apply sooner rather than later. It's just going to make your life easier. So when it comes to scholarships here in the state of Georgia, of course, we do have the Hope and Zell Miller scholarships. Hope is going to be a 3.0 GPA requirement, and that's going to cover about 90% of your tuition here at KSU. The Zell Miller scholarship is going to have a 3.7 GPA requirement, as well as test scores. So keep that in mind, and they are going to cover 100% of your tuition. And then our university scholarships, it's one big application. That deadline has been extended till April 1st. However, you do need to be accepted before you can apply for our scholarships. It's one big application, and whichever scholarships match up to your information, the matrix will send it out for you. So this right here, don't log off, I promise, this isn't bad. This is an estimate that financial aid has given us of what the average student might spend over the course of the academic year. But I'm gonna let you know right now, those totals at the bottom do not need to exist. The most important things you wanna focus on are tuition and fees. Those are gonna be the most solid things you pay for as a college student. Tuition is what you're gonna pay to actually take your classes, and then fees are what help us maintain the university so we can make sure you're having a good time here. Everything else on this chart is gonna be totally dependent on you, the student, and your financial and schooling situation. So after you apply, these next steps are going to be totally crucial to making sure you have a successful first semester. However, we're actually going to be doing next step information sessions coming up soon. So if you already applied, check out our website so you could sign up for that. So we can save this info for them. And then be sure to come visit us on campus. We are offering online, on campus, and self-guided tours. So be sure to come and see us. And then we also have a virtual open house coming up. That's going to be on our website as well. Be sure to double check which major your campus is on. And then social media, of course, you can always Google that. And here's our info. So thanks so much for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you on campus soon.
Thank you so much, Samantha. Next up, I have the pleasure to introduce to you Hofstra University.
Hello. I'm going to share my screen. All right, so thank you everyone for joining us here today. Just a little bit about myself. My name is Christy Wizier. I am the Senior Assistant Dean for International Recruitment at Hofstra University. I'm actually covering for my colleague, Chris Hoffman tonight, who would be your admission counselor. However, back in the day, I actually used to recruit in Georgia. So I've probably visited many of your high schools and spoke with many of the counselors in your schools. So what is campus like? Hofstra is a medium-sized private university, liberal arts university located on Long Island. So we are about 25 miles from downtown New York City. What's great about our location is that you still get your genuine, true college campus feel. It's absolutely a gorgeous college campus. It looks like it's from a movie. It's 240 acres. It's a nationally recognized arboretum. So if you're looking for that true college campus experience, we have that. However, you can hop on a train at our local train station and be in the middle of downtown New York City in about 45 minutes or so. Also, because we are an island, we are surrounded by water. So during the warmer months, students are able to go and enjoy the beach. So you really do get all of the different type of environments here while you're a student at Hofstra. This is just our campus map. I know it looks pretty big. However, the entire campus is walkable. We have a shuttle bus that can take you around campus and also to the local train stations and lots of local shopping establishments and eateries. So you don't absolutely need to have a car on campus. However, you can have a car on campus for free all 4 years. So if you do want to drive your car up and keep it on campus, you absolutely can. And just a note on housing. So everything on the upper half of the map is pretty much all of the housing complexes and where students live. Our housing is guaranteed all 4 years. So if you're looking for a place to stay on campus, you can stay on campus any of your years at Hofstra. However, it's never required. So if you have family members in the nearby area, you are more than welcome to stay with them during your college tenure. These are just a couple of our campus shots here. Let's talk a little bit about academics. We have over 150 different majors. And what's great about Hofstra is that when you are admitted to Hofstra, you are admitted to all of these majors. So you don't have to apply specifically to a program, a particular program. If you don't know exactly what you want to study, you don't have to pick a major until the end of your second year at the university. So you can pick and choose and try different things. And at the end of the second year is when you can decide exactly what you're interested in. We are also very popular for doing double majors, double minors. I actually recently had a student graduate who double majored in 2 business programs and triple minored in 3 arts programs. So it can be done. I also want to point out that we do have an honors college at Hofstra, if that's something that you're interested in. And we have dual degree programs. We have over 100 dual degree programs. What that means is that you can essentially get your bachelor's and your master's within 5 years. So it saves some time and money, which is always nice. But the key takeaway on this slide is that Hofstra is so flexible with their majors, whether you are undecided or whether you decide to change your major down the road, we will make sure to accommodate you. So what's going on outside of the classroom? We have so many fun activities going on, over 200 clubs and activities. We have 21 Division I sports. Basketball is definitely our big one. However, we have soccer, baseball, softball, wrestling, volleyball, and several more. We are very big in community service. So a really popular event is the Midnight Run, where students will actually take food into New York City and distribute it to homeless shelters. We do free New York City trips. So this is kind of a sample of some of the trips that we will offer during Welcome Week, which is when freshmen initially move to campus. And we want students to explore not only the local Long Island area, but also New York City. We have over 60 different study abroad programs. Some of the flyers there you'll see will go to Cuba, Greece, Berlin, Venice, but there is so many different programs, so many different places for you to be able to study abroad. And finally, most importantly, are our internships. So many of our programs actually require you to have an internship. Many of our students will have more than one internship during their tenure at Hofstra. And they'll design their schedule where Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, they'll have classes on campus, and Tuesdays and Thursdays, they'll commute into downtown New York City to participate in their internship. This is just a small list of some of the partnerships we have. However, we have a list of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of internships. Finally, let's talk a little bit about the admission requirements. We are an early action school, so it's non-binding. That just means that you will get your decision and your scholarship decision very quick, within pretty much a 1 month's turnaround time. Speaking of scholarships, you are automatically considered for all of our merit scholarships when you apply to Hofstra. So there's no separate application that you need to complete. You will automatically be considered for all of the scholarships that you see listed on this slide. And that scholarship will be listed on your acceptance letter. So you'll know exactly where you stand with Hofstra upon admission. And 90% of our students receive a scholarship, and about half of our students receive the half tuition scholarship. So really good scholarship program here at Hofstra. And finally, I just wanted to end with my contact information, which I will post in the chat if you do have any other questions. But thank you so much for listening to my presentation.
Thank you to you, Christy, and Hofstra University. Our final presentation tonight will be from the University of South Carolina, Aiken.
All righty. Hello, everyone. Let's take a trip on down to USC Aiken. We are located in Aiken, South Carolina, and we're considered a small but mighty institution. My name is Christina Scott, and I'm an enrollment counselor as well as a regional representative for 21 different states and 5 U.S. territories. So I have a lot. However, specifically, I oversee Georgia, so you'll see me around the state. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. So next, let's go. Just when it comes to our campus, we have 3,700 students. And of those 3,700 students, we are a diverse institution where we enroll about 31% of our students. Do we do that intentionally? No. However, we just love that we have that diversity. Excuse me about that. We also have over 100 clubs and organizations, as well as we have 50 different undergraduate majors. And we do have about 20 opportunities for students to go on to graduate and or professional programs. When it comes to some of those student clubs and organizations, we do have clubs and organizations. We have a newspaper. We have club sports as well as intramural sports. Then we have religious, community service, and Greek lettered organizations. We also have cultural and religious organizations. And when it comes to those athletics, again, like I said, we have club sports, as well as we're part of Division II Peach Belt Conference. And these are the sports that we actually list here that are at our institution. Our equestrian team is well known just because we're a thoroughbred country, is why we are the Pacers. So a lot of students do like to house their horses around our community to be able to still practice, as well as our equestrian team has it as also. Now let's talk a little bit about on campus. If you decide to live, we do not have a mandated you must live on campus unless you live more than 35 miles away from the campus. So for Georgia, because you're 2.5 hours away, 20 minutes from Augusta, Georgia is where we're located, you would stay on campus. Now that does include housing, as well as we do have a variety of meal plans. We do have a Starbucks on campus, and every Friday Chick-fil-A will deliver some food. But we do have a large cafeteria on our campus as well, where it serves a variety of options of eating. So you can go to the salad bar, have fried foods like French fries and or pizza, or you can have some home cooked meals, which they change it up. It could be fried chicken one day, baked chicken, it could be stir fried rice. So they just change it up to just accentuate the palate of your taste buds. When it comes to our housing area, we do not have traditional style housing. So we have what is called apartment style. So you'll have a living room that you share with some people. You'll have 8 rooms. You'll share your bedroom with one other person, as well as your bathroom with one other person. So we do not have the community traditional bathroom in our place. And then we have traditional apartments on campus. And that is basically bedroom, bathroom, living room, and a kitchen that you would share with only 4 other people. And we do have recreational spots like scooters you can check out. Students are allowed to have a car on our campus, and we have plenty of parking, so you don't have to worry about that. But we have basketball courts, tennis courts, and a recreational area where students can play that is not reserved for our athletic team. Now, when it comes to those programs, these are the 5 programs that our institution is really known for. However, I do want you, and that's business administration, education, exercise science, exercise and sports science, industrial processing, engineering, and nursing. Our nursing program this past year, all of the students graduated 100%. And not only that, they passed their state boards and they are all registered nurses, as well as our College of Education is one of our oldest colleges. And it is the one that houses our graduate programs. And students are able to do internships on campus with our daycare all the way up to our schools within the Aiken area. So Aiken schools, which we're in Aiken County. So that is a real hands-on treatment that they have. When it comes to our nursing program, we do have 2 hospitals that surround us for them to get their clinicals done. And when it comes to exercise and sports science, we bring the community on campus to actually give students some hands-on training when it comes to physical therapy and pre-occupational therapy. So those are some of the great things. For our business administration, we have partnerships that for our international studies, so students are able to partner with some countries, some programs as businesses that are out of the country. Another great thing about our business administration program is that they do some unique things within our community as well. Now, when it comes to just give you understanding, you could see our average class size is always going to be small. Your faculty members are going to want to know you by name and not by number. And the last thing is we do have graduate and teacher assistants. However, most of your classes will be taught by a professor. If you do have a TA or a GA, that is only to reiterate the information that your professor taught you in a lab, not during the lecture. When we're talking about that incoming student, our applications is still open. However, this is the range that we're looking at when we're talking about our students. We have a holistic review. We also have an honors program, and then we have a provisional option. So if you don't have this GPA or that test score, which doesn't even apply because we're test optional this year, but if you did not have that, but you still wanted to come to Aiken, you're more than welcome to do so with that opportunity. Just to give you a heads up, we do everything on the 1st. So here's just a little bit of our timeline that lets you know what's going on. And again, like I said, we still have the option for you to apply to our institution. About 90% of our students actually receive some type of aid, and there is no separate application for our scholarships. So if you apply, you're automatically put in the bowl for merit scholarships for our institution. The last thing I want you to know is that we are having an application fee waiver coming up next week, as well as open house on April 24th. Again, my name is Christina Scott. Here's my information, and I'll put it in the chat for you as well. I hope to see you soon and have fun with your college process.
Thank you so much, Christina. I would now like to ask our panelists to turn back on their cameras and give some advice, some of your expert advice to the audience. So what advice would you give someone, either the student or the parent, going through the college search process? And we'll start and continue on in the same order that we presented in. So first up would be Gardner-Webb University.
Absolutely. Thank you, Courtney. And that is an excellent question, because college it's a whole nother step in your life. And there's other people that have already gone through it before you. My advice to you, especially speaking from more student to student, is just get involved. Wherever you go, academics really is about 40% of it, because you're living on campus. Most students live on campus, and that's the other 60%. That was my experience. But getting involved, digging those roots into the community, and really finding connections with your professors, with other students, and enjoying all the time that you have at that school. If you don't feel at home there, if you don't feel like that's where God's leads you to go, if you're a believer, then find a school where you feel those two very strongly, because you only get this decision once. So definitely get involved as much as you can.
I will actually reverse kind of what Daniel said earlier about make sure that you are visiting these schools you go to. You are going to be living there for 4 years. It's going to be your new home. Make sure you can visit as many places as possible. If you're a senior this year, there are so many great rolling admission schools. We just happen to be one of them here at Tusculum, but you still have plenty of opportunities. And then if you decide to take a semester off, we'll all still be here. So check in with us in December. But just make sure that you're visiting these places. Take advantage of people like us. We have nothing better to do all day than answer phone calls. And I don't mean that sarcastically. Please call us and ask us questions. And also bother your guidance counselor, because they tend to know where the good scholarships are as well. So.
Yeah, I would just reiterate what Steve said, but also just ask a million questions. I would just write a list down of every question you can ever think of, and one day call us and just go ahead and lay it all on the table, because we really do have the answers. And if you're not going to willing to ask them, we can't really give you the answer to those. So be brave, just ask us anything you can, and we look forward to communicating with y'all.
I love the advice of we have nothing better to do. That's what we're here for. We're here to answer the emails. We're here to answer the phone calls. You know, when you come to the campus tour, we're here to hang out in the tour room afterwards, so you can ask us questions. That's what we're here for. You know, please don't be afraid to ask a question. Yeah, we might hear the same question on a regular basis, but that just means you're interested, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, you know, don't be afraid to do your own research on the website. If you can't find what you're looking for on the website, feel free to reach out to us. We know where all the hidden pages are. So just don't be afraid to reach out. That is literally what we are paid to do.
My biggest piece of advice is to keep an open mind. So you might have, a list of schools that maybe your friends, your family told you about. Maybe you're only looking locally. Apply to all types of schools: private, public, large, small, near, far, even internationally, if that's something you're thinking about, because you just never know what might be the perfect fit. And then to echo what everyone else is saying, ask the different types of questions, because you might be surprised with the end results and what might actually be the perfect school for you.
I think you're up next, Christina.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So my advice would be to find what makes you fit at that institution, and don't force yourself to like an institution because your friends are going there or because there is a hype about that institution, whether it be a sports team or whether it be everyone's going there. Make sure that you find, because you're going to be spending so much time there, when you go to the campus, whether it's you look at the website, because we are virtual now, if you look at that website, can you envision yourself there? If so, then that's the one you want to explore more. But don't try to go with the status quo, because you're going to be the fit for that institution and you're going to make that institution unique.
See, these guys have so much great information, and I hope that you also realize they are people and they are open and willing to hear all of your questions. I will share one piece of advice, and that have a little fun. This process is, I think, sometimes scary and overwhelming, but it can be a tremendous amount of fun to finding your next home. So enjoy it. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. As you close out your window, you'll get a quick 4-question survey. So we hope that you'll provide us with some feedback. Sign up for more sessions. There's still a whole more hour worth of lots of colleges. So if you enjoyed this format, which who wouldn't, make sure you sign up for more of those. And you'll have an opportunity to see this playback as well as any of the other sessions that were happening tonight within a week at strivescan.com/probe. Good luck with your college search, everyone. Have a good one. Bye-bye.